Hi, I'm your instructor Joseph Sanarcangelo, and welcome to the video Creating a Simple Chatbot with Hugging Face. In this video, we'll cover the following. First, we'll talk about how to fetch the model and initialize the tokenizer. We'll talk about how to encode the conversation history and prompt from the user, tokenization of the user prompt and chat history. Then we'll generate an output from the model. We'll decode the output, then update the conversation history, and finally, we'll repeat the process. Alright, let's get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to represent the chatbot and the user with the following diagram. We'll call the chatbot a model. The model will produce an output, the user will read that output, and then prompt the chatbot, and the process will continue. The chatbot can understand text, so we'll use a encoder to tokenize a user prompt. Similarly, the user can understand the chatbot, so we'll use a decoder to decode the chatbot output into text that the user can understand. The chatbot will need the history of the past conversation, so we'll also include that in the prompt. Alright, let's get started. First, we're going to have to fetch the model and the tokenizer. We'll import auto-tokenizer and auto-model for sequence-to-sequence LM from the transformers module. We'll create an instance of auto-model for sequence-to-sequence LM from pre-trained. This will give us a pre-trained model determined by the input model name. To interact with our model, we'll create an auto-tokenizer object, which converts the words into tokens, i.e. numbers, so our model will understand our text input. Alright, let's talk about how to encode the conversation history and prompt from the user. The conversation history is important as the chatbot will also reference the previous conversations when generating an output. Therefore, we store the conversation history in the list conversation history. Our model expects to receive the conversation history as a string, with each element separated by the new line character /n. We use the join function to convert the list to a string and assign it to the variable history string. Finally, the user prompt is stored in the variable input text. In this case, the user prompt is simply hello. Let's perform tokenization of the user prompt and chat history. Tokenization converts our text input into a numerical representation that our model will understand. We input the history string as well as the input string and apply the encoder plus from the tokenizer object. We assign this to the variable inputs. The input strings will be converted to a set of numbers that our model will understand. Let's generate an output from the model. We pass the input variable that contains both the past and present inputs. We pass them to our model and generate a response using the .generate method and assign the inputs to the variable output, which is a set of numerical variables. Our model is a neural network, much more complicated and larger than the one shown here. Okay, let's decode the output so we can understand it. We may decode the output using the tokenizer.decode method. This is known as detokenization or reconstruction. This will convert the numerical sequence from our model into something we can understand. We now have our response. Let's update the conversation history. All we do is we take our original list conversation history, we append the input text as well as the response. Alright, to continue chatting with your chatbot, we repeat the process. There's two more things we need. We take our conversation history list and convert it to a string. Don't forget the /n and the join method. And then for a new prompt, we simply assign it to the variable input text and we repeat the process. Alright, that's it. See you later. Bye.